Welcome to Performance Hub from Cogendo. Performance Hub is a powerful online tool that helps companies manage their employee objectives and appraisal process. This video will give you a quick overview of what Performance Hub is, but before we get into the details, let's first take a look at what motivated us to create it. Take a typical organisation. Employees will be busy but not necessarily totally aligned on achieving company goals, which reduces overall productivity. An unfocused organisation is not efficient. At Cogendo, we see the power of setting employee objectives to align the organisation, to increase focus, drive productivity, and ultimately help an organisation achieve its goals faster. Most companies set goals and want their employees to work together to achieve them. Published goals are decomposed and cascaded through the organisation as employee personal objectives. These are then reviewed in employee appraisals. The hope is that everybody gets aligned behind the goals and that they are achieved on time and on budget. But in our experience, this rarely works. The processes and tools used to manage them are amiss in almost all companies, failing to strike the balance between ease of use and richness of functionality. We find widespread use of ad hoc, informal, and often manual processes based on paper, Word, Excel, and email. All this leads to an administrative headache and a lack of timely management information. The process is often felt by staff to be a chore with unclear benefits for themselves, which often leads to disengagement. Ultimately, it doesn't deliver the intended results for either the company or the employee. We've heard it described as a necessary evil rather than a powerful tool that delivers results. The bottom line is that inappropriate tools impair the process. So what goes wrong? Well, because it's a chore, the appraisal cycle is infrequent, leading to outdated information that's too much of a headache to keep up to date as things change. When things do change, people get left behind. Some people may be working in the new directions, but others won't, leading to, at best, wasted effort, and possibly conflicting resources. People forget about the objectives until the next appraisal. This is followed by the familiar mad panic to complete their objectives in time for their appraisal and to set new objectives for the next cycle. More lost effort. Some people will even have objectives that don't link up to any company goals at all, wasting time, effort, and money. Paper and email are used, multiple copies fly around out of sync with one another. No one can work collaboratively without painful meetings, and the list goes on. The infrequency of the process, combined with out-of-date, disconnected and unseen data, are all a terrible waste and a powerful motivator for us to create Performance Hub. So what does Performance Hub do differently? To start with, it links the objectives in an unbroken, navigable cascade connecting employee objectives through the organisation all the way to company goals. Now, employees can see how their objectives contribute to their teams and the overall company. They can see how they fit in, which is a powerful motivator, improving engagement, and ensures focus on the right priorities. Better still, when things change, everybody who needs to know is automatically informed, reducing wasted effort and increasing organisational agility. People will still forget to do things, so Performance Hub has traffic light indicators and email reminders built in. These reminders not only give a heads up on the due dates of the objectives, but also for the process of creating them, reviewing them, and for progressing the employee appraisal process. There are still going to be people with objectives that don't contribute to the company goals, be it innovative thinking or a disconnect. But Performance Hub can deal with this. It starts by breaking the cascade and alerting the user, who now has three choices. Either get back behind the company goal, or use Performance Hub to improve resource planning and connect them to another, more suited goal. Or recognise that the new objective really is important. Maybe it was a great new idea from an employee. So, create a new company goal to adopt it. Others can add their weight to it too. Objectives and goals are now connected, highly visible, and up to date. They are accessible from a purpose-built tool which automatically encourages progress, enabling frequent use and a higher degree of organisational agility. Realistically, an employee is going to have more than one objective contributing to more than one company goal. Performance Hub manages this from one place you can access from a web browser. It handles all the reminders, alerts, and process automatically, reducing the need to constantly chase people. It also allows you to see how your objectives contribute to the company goals and your teammates' objectives. Both employee and manager have access to the objectives. And because PerformanceHub is centralized, both see the same thing no matter who changed it or when. No more differing versions flying around in email. Both the employee and manager can work together on writing and reviewing objectives. This can be done at the same time or independently. But the centralized data always ensures that you are never out of sync. The statuses are always current and links remain in place. In addition, objectives are connected to an employee appraisal. Completing the appraisal is also a collaborative action. Reviews can be filled in any order and at any time. All progress is automatically monitored so nobody falls behind schedule. Once the employee and manager are happy with the review, it's shipped off to HR for closure. PerformanceHub's partnership approach leads to higher employee engagement, higher quality appraisals, and better assurance that work is visible and recognized. HR receive appraisals from all employees and can now run powerful reports on them as the data is centralized and easily accessible. Administration is greatly reduced. Data is automatically collated, and because of PerformanceHub's automated reminders and alerts, far less chasing is required. PerformanceHub transforms the heavy human process of objectives and appraisals into an agile, finely tuned business performance engine. In doing so, PerformanceHub provides both the aspirin to a HR headache and the vitamin to operational delivery.